Nintopic Podcast, all things Nintendo. Yeah!
Hello? Are we in?
What's going on? Okay.
Out?
Oh yeah, we are.
I think. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold up. What is this?
What's happening, Mike?
Hey, I'm trying to dance here.
3, 2, 1, and.
Yeah, there we go.
What?
There we go.
Hit it.
Yay.
Wait. What?
I'm waiting for the drop.
DJ,
Where's
what
the
the
drop?
heck?
3, 2,
Fire the DJ.
one more time. Hold on. It's coming. It's almost there.
Oh my god.
It's coming. It's building.
There we go. Okay.
All right. It is Friday night, and it's time to hype. Guess what, guys? This is a zone where you're allowed to hype, you're allowed to smile, you're allowed to cheer. And guess what? There is nowhere better place to end your weekend on a positive high note than on that Nintopic Podcast, right? It is Friday. There's a reason to celebrate. We had a show today. And my friends, we have a great show for you all tonight here at the Nintopic Podcast. But before, dance party. So if you're in your car listening, you better be nodding your head or like you're doing that little headbutt. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Hey.
Hell yeah.
Paul Gill Network should be like doing his head in his car on the way home right now.
You better be.
You better be dancing, Paul. Better be dancing. All right, welcome to the Nintopic Podcast. We are here live tonight after 3 hours of live streaming for Summer Game Fest. That was a great show, and you know what? This is my favorite part of the weekend because I get to hang out with all of you, and of course, my favorite part of the weekend because I get to hang out with this amazing crew we have tonight here, minus 2, which are on the way. And I think I want to introduce them. I want to go ahead and introduce the amazing star cast that we have tonight, right? Starting with the Cozy King himself, all right? And our special guest, Mr. Patrick himself, Nintendo.
What up?
How's it going, man?
I did not pay Mike to say that. It is going good, man. Before we went live, Joycey was like, I'm just excited for new games. And that's what we got today. So I'm good. I'm good with that.
That is awesome. Then follow up. We're taking a trip to Hyrule. We're going to Hyrule, and I see Pona over there kind of like eating her grass. And then I go up, look at the castle, and I see somebody brushing Zelda's hair. Oh, wait. It's Zelda's mama, Joycey J. How are you doing, Joycey?
More games.
More
games.
Joycey's happy because more games.
And real quick, I do have an announcement for an old game or older. Splatoon 3. My Splatoon players, make sure that y'all play over the weekend. Salmon Run is going to be Big Run this weekend, and it's going to be all of the big three salmonoid monsters all taking over one of the big maps. So
I'm not happy with that.
You're not happy with that? Oh my gosh, it's so much fun.
Listen, the salmon is taking all the credit. Why not involve a tuna, right? A tuna run, right? Like a tuna.
You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right.
Like salmon. Well, people like tuna. How about the what do you call that other fish? The cheaper one?
Tilapia.
Tilapia run. You know that sounds better than.
So we will get a petition together to make sure that Nintendo is more inclusive of all fish.
All fish, please.
Yeah,
all fish.
All the fish.
They're all important. Some say it's horrible, but they're all good.
Tilapia's awful.
We'll stay in Hyrule for the one, the only Lilly Hyrule. How are you doing, Lilly?
Hi, Mike. Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I'm a bit tired, but it's okay. It has been a long day, but I'm glad that I don't know, like 5 hours of it has been about video games. So, and the other 8 hours is just work. But
we're super glad to have you here every week. And I just want to warn you, you have somebody really dangerous next to you right now. Be careful you don't get burnt. Mr. Coco is just looking into the camera,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
kind of.
He's supervising.
Yeah, he's about to. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you hear they're making a Squishmallow Foy Coco?
What?
I think I saw that.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
No, that's crazy. My man, we have like so many Squishmallows over here. It's crazy. But more Squishmallows Pokemon edition. Forget it. We gotta get more.
Yeah. They got us.
And of course, we got Paul Gale Network. He's driving now. He's on his way home from the actual Summer Game Fest. He was there in person, and so he'll be here any minute. He'll pop in, and then we'll talk to him about the show. And of course, Zach Attack Hendricks is also on his way. He'll be here any minute now. But for now, let's recap. What happened today? What happened today, guys? Let me find some music here.
But before we discuss what we had today, we got to make sure that we got our coffee cups ready.
Wait.
Yes, we do.
Wait. Let me
Or water cup.
Or water cup.
Water bottle.
let me look for some music that is good for. There we go.
Also, everybody watching, please, what are you guys drinking? Coffee, water, tea?
Milk,
Hot cocoa, milk.
Yeah. So you know what? Who wants to
Yes.
who wants to do the toast?
Cheers, guys.
Toast, cheers.
I just banged my camera.
Okay, please don't
Careful
smack
with
the
the
camera. You know how many audio tech issues we have every single.
Usually, yes.
Just
I mean, mostly they're my fault, but that's not the point.
if you want to wake up in style, in positivity, look. Never
a
give
Just
nice
a little
mug.
plug.
journey on, right? And on the other side, you get reminded, like hey, don't forget to subscribe. Look at that, see? So that's a mug. It's a mug.
Nice.
Yeah, with coffee inside and stuff. All right, so let's get into the topics of today. We are talking about what happened today. Something happened today. There's a show, this guy, and some games, and it's summer, and it was a fest. Can anybody put it together?
Nintendo Direct?
Was it?
Not yet, but it's coming. We had a Nintendo Indirect.
That's true.
Indirect.
Indirect.
Indirect. So yeah, we have Summer Game Fest today, hosted by Jeff Keighley. 2 hours of games, and I thought he mentioned that we were gonna get developer interviews, but I didn't see one, unless he's counting the ones who came on stage to present.
There's several more that were happening after you had to stop streaming.
The day of the dev.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that counts. So yeah, we had a Summer Game Fest today. We had a whole bunch of games announced, right? I believe there was something for everybody, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. The first question that goes out there to the crew is impressions, right? First impressions of the show today, and then grade. What kind of grade do you give the show today? Let's say out of 5 power-up stars, let's see how many grades you give it, right? 1 being the unwatchable, 5 being the best. So I'm going to start with Patrick. Patrick, what are your impressions of the show today, and then what's your grade?
I think Jeff Keighley gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
I like what he does, man. I like what he does for the industry.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little hesitant, watching it, because I do think the Game Awards just drags on. Like it's. I don't know if I'll be watching it this year. Probably though, because Nintendo's there. But
Yeah.
I feel like the pacing was really good for the show. Like I feel like there was no awkward sort of 10, 15-minute pauses. Like it was just bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
I mean, not all the games are for me, obviously. I would probably give it a 4 out of 5 though, based on like pacing.
Yeah.
There was no like big reveal or anything. I mean, at least for me, there may have been for other people, but
Mhm.
I thought it was cool. I mean, it's something I'm actually looking forward to now that we don't have like E3 or anything. So I would say 4.
Awesome. And did anything stand out for you?
Yeah, a couple things. I forgot what the game name is, but it's from the creators of Grease or Gree, however you say it. Definitely be picking that up. The Power Rangers game
Oh yes.
looks
That one looks
amazing.
good.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lego game
Yeah.
that it's so funny because I was streaming it to like members or whatever. So the Lego game came on and I'm like, oh, this looks pretty cool. And then I saw Horizon. I was like, oh, we're not going to get this one though. And then at the end, Switch. So
That was surprising, right?
Yeah.
so those 3 games. And then there was like a little snippet of like a cozy farming game with like murder in it. So I'm kind of down for
Bloomhouse.
that. Yes, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Cozy murdering.
Crazy more.
Cozy murder. Yeah, it was solid. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I agree. So, going on to Lily. Lily, what are your thoughts on the show? And I know you were also streaming it today, right?
Yes, I was streaming it today. And well, I agree with Patrick in terms of like the pacing. It was well rehearsed and everything. No awkward moments there. But I feel that it was like also back to back, and it kind of made me feel a little bit exhausted at certain point.
Yeah.
But that was because it has been a long day or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was the way that I felt. If it were having something a little bit different, like intermediate, probably like 2 little intermissions about something different, that would be kind of the deal breaker. But in terms of the games, I mean, I will give it pretty much a solid 4, I guess. I wouldn't go with a 5 because I feel like that's the other thing is that I know that they are holding off for a bunch of announcements for Gamescom because that makes sense. And also I knew we weren't going to see anything Nintendo wise because the Nintendo Direct is coming.
Yeah.
So, but I got excited. I do agree with the Blumhouse games. I'm actually very excited about it, but I'm a little bit concerned that they're gonna give them like a lot of creativity freedom. I don't know what people are gonna be doing, to be honest, and they're gonna be streaming those games, and they look quite it doesn't look that I'm a little bit concerned. The other game that I'm very excited about, but we knew about it for a while. It's just that I love Monster Hunter, so seeing the latest trailer, I got very excited. And knowing that they're gonna have the demo at the Gamescom, I'm like, oh my god, I wish I was there, but that's not gonna be the case. There's also another game I'm trying to find it that I got very interested in. Let me see, which one is it? I can't really find out. I'll let you know in a bit, but yeah, some of the games that are kind of the other thing is that a lot of them are coming this year, which is great, like in a couple of months, and that's awesome, right? So,
yeah, that's awesome. And Joycey, your first impressions, what stood out for you, and what do you feel? How do you feel?
Lego Horizons stood out for me. I enjoyed the show. I was moaning and groaning a little bit earlier before we started to everybody. I think I agree with Patrick. Jeff gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
He throws us 2 really big gaming parties a year. Okay, really big ones. No, they're not. Maybe they're not perfect. Maybe some things can do it this way or that way. But this is the way a festival goes. It's ongoing. It doesn't stop. Thankfully, we have everything preserved on the internet that we can continue to watch. So if you do say, okay, this is a little too much, I don't want to stare at the screen for too long, you could break it up, pause it, that sort of thing. But yeah, and I've been saying this for a while. Switch gave me, this generation of Nintendo has given me anything and everything I could possibly want, even some games that I thought I'd never play. So everything that I saw was just gravy. There were several games that are coming to Switch, so we're going to probably find out even more officially when the Direct hits.
Yeah.
But we're looking at Civilization 7 that comes out next year. Matchbox Driving Adventures.
Yeah.
Lego Horizons. The Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. And Mighty Morphin, and I think Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is also coming to Switch.
The one is coming to Switch too.
I think the Quidditch one is. I double checked to see all the ones that Nintendo journalist people were retweeting and everything, because they only retweet the ones that are coming. Any little thing that has to do with Nintendo.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
PlayStation's going third party. No, they won't.
Yeah, no, they're not. That's hilarious. But you know what? I'm sorry. Yeah, they're not going third party. But man, that hit a little note in my heart when I saw Horizon coming to PlayStation, even in Lego form. I'm like, wow, that's nice. Horizon
The world is healing.
is one of my favorite games on PlayStation. And like, wait a minute, that is a very nice move by. I have to say that is a very nice move by Sony, to allow. Because I remember when Minecraft came to Switch, they had Super Mario, the package. Like, no, Nintendo, like, nah, no, I don't want that anywhere else. But on Nintendo Switch, I'm like, could have let that package go, to other consoles too. But and then here comes PlayStation, and they haven't been, well, at least for us. I don't know. They're probably best friends behind the scenes. But in front of us, there's always been that like front and back and forth kind of thing with them. But to actually see Horizon, the Lego one on Switch, was like a really nice moment for me. I was like, wow, that's very nice. There was another that Quidditch Champion game, great game. This one-person developer game, the same.
Oh, that was
same one who made the train game. What's it called? That train game? Choo Choo Charles.
What was the name of that one?
It's called Cuff Bus, and it's about getting out of jail.
Okay, that's right. I did think that was cute. It was like Among Us, but jailbreak.
Yeah. With a whole bunch of koalas. One thing I would take about out of the game, I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was like it's like that in the game that's kind of bleeped out, like a cussing part at the end of the game, because that game looks like it could be full of general population. Kids love to break out of jail, Roblox a lot. So don't limit your games by adding cussing on it. You know what I mean? Just
I agree.
Let it be exciting. Let it be. Don't
I disagree strongly.
It actually escalated very quickly.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in a family-oriented show kind of way. You know what I mean? I'm like, so.
I don't think Summer Game Fest is supposed to be family-oriented. I think it's just what it is.
It's a game show. It's a game show. So there's a lot of everything in the go. It's not family-oriented for sure. Because some of the games that we saw in the trailer, I wish I would have known ahead of time so I can kind of, we need to have that feature for us when we stream, just to kind of, But
like toggle it on or off at least.
Yeah, like there was a show. There's one of the games that I don't want to talk about too much. It had to do with medieval times and Kingdom Come or whatever. I think Kingdom Come Deliverance. There was a lot of things in there that I could have not seen. But overall, Power Rangers game was an amazing showcase there. Power Rangers is, when they played that theme song, I'm pretty sure everybody got the vibes.
I was singing along.
Yeah. I mean,
I was.
I was waiting to hear it's morphin' time. And I'm like, man.
Yeah.
It looks good though. It's not just like a beat 'em up. It has weird like 3D sections. So
yeah. They did the same thing they did with the Turtles Revenge. And so I like that. I like that they're taking games from our childhood and they're bringing them back in that way, instead of trying to over make them with graphics and stuff. They're kind of bringing them back in that form factor, beat 'em up kind of way, that I think was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Let's see what else here. I'm just looking through the games here.
The one that I was thinking about and I couldn't remember the name is Enotra the Last Song, which is a soul-like game that I'm actually very intrigued on playing for, because it's inspired by Italian folklore. So
nice.
Actually looks really nice.
Yeah, and that very first game they showed called Neva, the 2D adventure game, beautiful. I mean, it's just a work of art. I love art. And the cinematic was beautiful. The soundtrack was amazing. One game that they showed that I'm super excited for, just because I got to play it and I got to get a behind the scenes look at it. All right, and I was invited this past week. They gave me an exclusive look, and I was able to and I can talk about it as long as I don't show it. And is Star Wars Outlaws. I was with Ubisoft at a meeting, and so that game is incredible. I gotta say,
it looks incredible.
That game
looks good.
That game looks great, and I can't wait to you guys to see that game in action, because that is a breakout game. I'm telling you, it's fun. The mechanics are amazing. It feels it immerses you into the story, into the universe, and it's. I want to say this. It's what I hoped. This Starfield would have been. Okay, everything that I thought Starfield was going to be. That's what I'm going to say. This game is.
Nice.
Okay?
Damn.
And that's what I'm going to say. And I'm like, wow, you guys when and Ubisoft is on the 10th, right? It's on July 10th. Ubisoft
Forward.
Yeah, Forward. It's on the 10th, I think it is, of this month. And so when they show the gameplay and they show everything, the mechanics, you're gonna see what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But before now, NDA.
All right, 2 more games. Really looking forward to the Dragon Ball fighting game.
Oh my god, yes.
I love Dragon Ball. And then I'm not a huge Sonic fan. Like, I like Sonic, but that Sonic game looked pretty cool. I just am kind of confused, like, what it is exactly. Is it a collection or
a collection? It's another collection.
Okay.
Yeah, it's another collection with improvements, more new clips, new areas, and stuff like that. But it's a collection.
Yeah.
All right, we got somebody who just came in. Who is it? Let's see.
Ooh.
Ding, ding, ding.
Zach, attack. Hendrix is still getting ready. I can see his shoulder. What's up?
There we go. Sorry, I had you coming out of my speakers, not my headphones.
Give it up for Zach's shoulder.
Woo! Zach's shoulder.
Yes.
All right, welcome, Zach. You came at the right
Exactly.
moment. I'm not sure. Did you catch the game show today?
I did not. I have been working all day.
All right,
So I'm excited to hear the updates.
Yeah, so we're talking about the game show. Everybody most likely they liked it. It was a good showcase. We had a lot of highlights. Are you familiar with Horizon from PlayStation?
Yes.
Well, it's coming to Switch.
That's amazing.
Not the actual game, the Lego version.
A Lego version?
A Lego version, yeah.
You set them up, Mike.
if the Switch graphically can't run some stuff, I guess that's a good viable option. Just make a Lego version of the games that you can't run.
And another thing, Patrick, Zach, Patrick.
Zach, what's up, dude?
What's up, Patrick?
So yeah, we're here. Now we need Tom. I said Tom. Paul. Paul.
Better call Paul.
Better call Paul.
Better call Paul.
Better call Paul.
Yeah, so Paul.
In fact, we should probably call him and tell him, like, dude, like, just come on the show from your car. Just live from the car. Just call in.
He's doing some work for Indie Mania while he's there. Okay.
So
he's doing the Lord's work, so I gotta let him do what he gotta do. Relaxing there, but he'll be here in a little bit. Yeah, but Horizon coming to Switch in Lego form was like the biggest surprise for me. That was like the biggest one for me. Yeah, I was excited for a lot of the games there. I wanted to try a lot of the games. Ubisoft, of course, Star Wars. I was super over the moon for because I get to play it once the NDA is done. But everything else, I would also give it a 4. I would give it a 4. You know, close to a 5, 4.5. You know, and there were a lot of people there who were a lot of games there. Most of them, just like you guys, weren't for me. But I am happy the games are out there because there are for someone out there. You know, and in the chat we had people who actually like some of the games that were being showed. Yeah, I think that's what's important, right? Like Joshi said, games. That's what
games.
That's what matters. What is it?
See, Jeff gotta let me host one year just so I could just come on stage and just be like, games, y'all. Just games. Well, Joycey, what about this and that? Games. That'll be my answer to everything.
Was Nintendo in the Summer Games Fest last year?
No. They've never been a part of the Summer Game Fest yet. They haven't. Yeah, so that's why Paul. Why I say Paul? That's why Jeff in Twitter, he's like, I hope one day they'll be part of it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird they're not. I mean, they do have a direct this year, but they're involved with the Game Awards, so
yeah.
Everything changed when with the new president with Bowser, right? Because Reggie and Jeff were good buddies. And so, Nintendo was always president at E3, and that's where Jeff and Bowser, not Bowser, but and Reggie, which by the way, so Jeff and Reggie were good friends there. If Reggie would have been the Nintendo president now, I'm pretty sure from day one they would have been part of a Summer Game Fest. But it's a different relationship, and we understand that. Nintendo
I don't understand that.
Yeah, since they left E3, they've been doing their own thing.
Their own thing, yeah.
Yeah.
You could still do, but see, here's the thing: they could have been doing their own thing during E3, because let's keep it all the way 100 here. And this is not to put down any other devs or anything like that. But at least in the Switch generation, every time I watched the E3, I remember the year that Nintendo came with just Breath of the Wild. And even I was thinking, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you bring like at least 3 or 4, 5, 10 games? What's wrong with y'all? Breath of the Wild, well, shut me up, because Breath of the Wild won that E3. A few years later, it was a year or two later, we get just a logo for Metroid Prime 4. That's it. Everybody goes nuts. So, so you're trying to tell me we wouldn't be excited about Breath of the Wild and we wouldn't be excited about Metroid Prime and all the other billions of games in between if there had been, you know what I mean? If we would have still been excited, whether it's at E3 or it would have been at Direct. So I look at it like this. It can't hurt to show up for an industry which you low-key kind of saved at one point. Those who can remember. You know what I mean? So
yep, makes sense.
Just come and just come for the party. Just send a tape to Jeff and just say, hey, just play this. That's it. It doesn't even have, it's okay if it's not even brand new. So
like a Luigi's Mansion 2 trailer, like something.
Yeah.
And Jeff loves gaming, period. Okay, well, I mean, he loves Kojima the most, but other than that, he loves gaming.
Kojima deserves it, though. Like, let's be real. What individual specific person in the gaming space, other than like Miyamoto, can we think of who is around still that like is such a big influence by themselves? Oh, sorry. Anyways, I met Kojima. He waved at me, not met. I gotta roll that back. I saw Kojima. No, we were like, Kojima, and then he turned. And he's like, saw us. He was just like,
that's beautiful. And I hope you have many more moments like that. That's beautiful. But seriously, I'm just kind of like Nintendo. It can't hurt. It's just a little bit of extra advertising.
Yeah.
Come on, bruh. You know, because I do believe that will bring in even more people. And Jeff loves gaming, and he's already said this plenty of times, not just recently, plenty of times. He would love Nintendo to be at Summer Game Fest. So if you just want to be the top dog and be the best and have everybody going nuts, Jeff will let you go very, very last if that's what you want. Oh, yeah. Because Jeff will just say, Nintendo's coming, put them in whatever slot they want. Give them whatever they want.
Yeah.
So this is why I wish Paul was here right now, because I 100% agree with you. But then, like, the back of my head, I'm also like, okay, but they have a reason, and I don't know what it is. Mr. Sales Number guy, though, Better Call Paul would show up, be like, well, actually, so when they showed this trailer at E3 versus this, the sales and like, I would be totally here for it.
They just want their moment. They want their own moment.
Yeah, you're right. But I think things are gonna change though.
Do both.
Yeah,
one game and then a full direct. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, but listen. I think things are gonna change though, because if rumors and leaks and chatter, prove to be true, the next gen system, Nintendo's next gen system, will be the most third-party supported system, right? And so if it has the right amount of power and third-party support is gonna be there present, then Nintendo is gonna be want to be part of these this event like Summer Game Fest, because there are other games out there that Nintendo wants to bring in. I think Nintendo with the next system for third-party support needs to be a little more less introvert and less what do you call that when we antisocial and
isolation,
and be more social with other with events like this one. Nintendo, in a way, what Nintendo is doing with Nintendo Direct, and yeah, as a Nintendo Direct, I kind of admit it. They're kind of, they're being a little bit, you know what? My chest is here, is hairy enough. I can, I can, I can stand on my own 2 feet and look at my sales, 144 million, and all this stuff, and and they're kind of puffing their chest a little bit with doing things on their own instead of playing along with the community and playing along with everybody else, So it's like that rich kid in the corner in Liverpool who doesn't want to go out because he's too busy playing that next gen system that nobody else can afford outside with the other kids. That was back in the 80s. A lot happened a lot. I'm like, we had a neighbor who like this big house, and they had all the latest games. You see all the little kids just gonna hover around the house, hoping to be let in the house to play. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, there's a movie called 8-Bit something. 8-Bit something. 8-Bit Christmas. 8-Bit Christmas. Yeah, I don't know where it is, but that will give you an exact replica of what I went through as a child. But yeah, that was Summer Game Fest. I think things will get better. Positivity games today. I think they're still showing games at some point. Paul just texted me, said he's on his way, and so we'll get him. We'll get him here very soon. But
okay, so whatever y'all remember what I just asked, because y'all know, old brain. Because I do want to ask Paul that question too. If it would be beneficial for Nintendo, do they need it? No, but
at this point, no. For their next system, yes, I think so. Yeah, at this point, it's already at the end of the life cycle. They're done. They won 141 million. How many billions or trillions of game software?
Billions.
They've sold already,
or billion. I think it's a billion software sold.
Yeah. So at this point, for this current system, no. For the next system, I think they're going to need to play with everybody else in the same exact little baseball field there. They don't have to take that battle. It's kind of Sony pitches and Nintendo bats it and whatever. Just picture it in your mind. All of them playing together.
We just want all the games. We want all the devs there. We want all the big three there. We're winning.
Yeah.
Is the point. Who wins in all of this? We do.
Yeah, it won't truly feel like a fest unless everyone is involved, right? Like a game.
Yeah.
So far, well, I think we'll get it. I'm optimistic that we'll see Nintendo participate in everything. It's gonna be awesome. Today, I'm sorry, but seeing Horizon Lego on Switch, that brightened my day. So you know what? If that happened, anything is possible. We're good to go. We're gonna.
That's true.
Keep it positive. It's gonna be awesome. So,
guys, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
What if this is the beginning of a beautiful rekindled friendship with Sony and Nintendo?
With the Zelda movie and
yeah, of course, that's the bridge right there.
I'm telling y'all, the world is healing. We're in the best timeline. We picked the right one. We're in the right multiverse.
Give us Astrobot, please.
Astrobot has to
for
come to
Nintendo Switch.
Astrobot
Yeah.
and Smash.
No, I wouldn't be mad if PS keeps it for himself because they've been yearning for a Mario for such a long time.
Yep.
They finally got it. Let them keep it exclusive for just a little bit.
I just want to see Death Battles do Astrobot versus Rob.
Dude,
Who will win?
Astrobot blew me away, man. And then all the little Easter eggs. When I saw Parappa the Rapper in the game,
So cool.
he has one. Man, it's such an amazing concept of a platformer. So I hope it does really well. I hope it does Mario numbers because they need it. All right. So with that, Summer Game Fest was a success. And I know that future shows will be pretty good. What we have coming up next, right? 2 days, we have Microsoft Showcase. And there we might see games for Nintendo Switch, which is exciting.
Samsung.
Hey, it is coming to Game Pass, right? It is coming to Game Pass, so maybe they reserve the exclusivity to announce it first. And so maybe once we get the announcement at Xbox Showcase, then we get it on the Nintendo Switch on Wednesday. That's when I predict the Nintendo Direct is going to be Wednesday, right? So, that which is a good segue to our next topic, my friends. We are on
So excited.
We are on the verge I'm sorry, but I'm gonna take off my my responsible hat, throw it out and throw it in the fire.
Yes.
And I'm gonna hype a little bit with your permission, guys. I think we're about to see one of the best Nintendo Directs we've had in Nintendo Switch. On Nintendo Switch.
Wow.
I think we're about to see, because it is the farewell Switch Direct. Not that it's not gonna come in future ones, but I think this is the last one where the Switch is gonna stand on itself, by itself, taking center stage. I think future Directs will have Nintendo Switch 2 alongside, and I don't think we're gonna get a September Direct. I think that the announcement for the Switch 2 is coming pretty soon after that, and then after that it'll just be kind of like that phase thing that the president Furukawa said. We'll be announcing in phases. So the first phase is announcing that we're gonna announce in phases. That's what he said. So, you know, so so
Don't do that, because you know I get the giggle bug and I won't shut up for 10 minutes.
if you like that's gonna be my news. No, I'm not gonna do any more news. It's gonna be jokes, only jokes. But anyway, yeah. So the phases thing is gonna happen, but first question, and I'm gonna start with Patrick. Patrick, when Patrick, when can we see this Nintendo Direct?
I think Wednesday is actually a decent guess. I think next week makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them pushing it another week possibly, but yeah. When do they give usually, like, what, 1 or 2 day notice?
Yeah,
One.
About.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it's 2.
I feel like it's been shrinking.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, a couple hours.
2
will be
hours.
left.
T minus 4 hours.
Oh, by the way, today's the
By the way, 30
5
minutes ago, we did a Nintendo Direct.
Exactly.
I think Monday or
In case you missed
Tuesday.
it.
so Monday for the announcement, or Tuesday for announcement. If it's
Yeah.
Wednesday, yeah, okay, yeah, I agree with that. What do you think, Jesse?
When is Summer Game Fest over?
It's over on Sunday.
When is Xbox doing its thing?
Not the Sunday.
On Sunday too?
Yeah, Sunday.
So my prediction is it will be sometime before 12:01 July 1st.
You mean like the July? What are you talking about?
Because it's gonna be June 30th or before. Next week, I don't know. I know what's okay. Let me be serious, guys. I'm sorry. It's still 100 degrees here, and my air conditioner is doing what it can. Apartment living, y'all, but I save money. But seriously, Nintendo just has always liked to go last, even with E3. But because they're truly not bound by anybody's schedule but their own, and even though they do have other things to promote, like from third parties and things of that nature, they're still going to do their own thing because they've already worked it out with those third parties. Hey, we're going to showcase this at our next Direct, which will be in June. The third parties may not even know what day it is. So since they can march to the beat of their own drum, my bet is it's going to be like they said. It's going to be before the end of June. I am just completely satisfied, guys. So I'm not anxious. I'm excited, but I'm not anxious. I'm just happy for whenever it comes. If they did the Direct 30 minutes, you know what? The Direct is probably going to drop, or the announcement is it just to drive us crazy. It probably will be like 30 minutes before they actually drop.
30 minutes. Oh,
But next week is a good week, though. Why not?
During the countdown. Like during the countdown, they release a tweet.
It's gonna be interesting, the wording that they do with the announcement.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah,
we'll mostly focus on games this year. Like, how long is it going to be? Because I think it's probably going to be like 40 minutes.
yeah.
If I had to guess.
Oh, it's totally gonna be 40, 45 minutes. Hey, Patrick, so seriously though, what I'm thinking is they said that they're not going to talk about anything past 2024.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that what is presented can't possibly be cross-gen.
Well, what they said was that
That's
they
true.
won't talk about anything Switch 2.
But that is what he specifically says. So
I think about the Switch 2, I think they could possibly show a Switch 2 game.
Yeah,
Like, maybe like
Metroid
a title.
Prime.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yep.
I agree.
They just don't tell us it's cross-gen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, you see it because they'll show us that that version, that trailer, the cinematic trailer for the game.
Yep.
Maybe.
Yep.
Lily, what do you think? I know you're best friends with who is he best friends with Aonuma? Are you AG Aonuma?
Yes, we're
Um,
buddies.
uh,
I
That's my uncle who works
honestly,
at Nintendo. We look
so
just alike.
I hope that it's not gonna be when I'm on vacation because I'm gonna go crazy, and I hope it's not gonna be starting Friday the 14th onwards. I hope it's not, but I believe that we're gonna hear something on Monday the 10th.
Mhm.
Why? Because usually Mondays or Tuesdays is what we know. So I believe I'm gonna wake up Monday the 10th or 11th Tuesday, knowing exactly when they're gonna be live with the Nintendo Direct, especially because Sunday is the last day of the Summer Game Fest. So either I agree with Patrick, could be Wednesday, but I will push it for a Tuesday the 11th. So if that is the case, the announcement on Monday, followed by the actual Direct happening on Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah, and there are rumors that it could be on Tuesday. Although I'm not on board.
I hope.
I'm not on board with those rumors, but they're out there, right? They're out there.
There's
Well, next
rumors
week
about a
sounds a
Nintendo
bit more.
Direct.
There's rumors. I got a source, man. Listen. Let's be honest here. I have a source who told me there was going to be a Direct this month. Okay, this source is highly connected to Nintendo. I can't tell you who it is because I don't want to get him in trouble. But he's a source, dude. He's a credible source, directly.
All I can say is, and Mike knows this, we have the same source, and Mike totally knows what he's talking about because that's
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the guy knows his stuff. I'm telling you,
he totally knows his stuff.
Oh, I hope so.
Can you imagine?
Y'all ain't. I love how nobody's catching the joke, but yeah.
It's the Nintendo Twitter. It's the best source out there.
It is
Pretty much.
Mine is more than a Nintendo Twitter. Mine is Furukawa himself. I was just talking to him the other day. Like, he invited me to his barbecue. I didn't want to because I don't like how he cooks barbecue. He doesn't really cook the meat all the way. So I like my stuff well done. And so
See, that's why you got to bring your own plate. You
My
got to
own
bring your own
barbecue.
dish.
I gotta bring my own everything because I'm not a good cook. He has cooked.
Yeah, I had to bring my own mac and cheese.
Well, I
'cause
don't know. I
nobody
say
knows
let
how
him
to make
cook.
it right.
Let him cook.
I
You know what
want Joyce mac and cheese, please.
Yeah,
Send
see,
it
y'all. I got it. One of these days, whenever we finally for real meet up, I'm gonna make y'all my mac and cheese. It's my mama's recipe,
Ooh.
and I make it the
Nom.
right way because there is a wrong way to do mac and cheese.
Mhm. There's a lot of wrong ways.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
Stay tuned for next week for cooking with Joycey. She's gonna tell us how to make her. We got Zelda's mama telling her how to make her mama's mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's
And
why. That's why Zelda looks like that.
I actually want to change my answer. I think it's not going to be next week. I think it's going to be the following week, just because
Yeah.
Pyoro has been super silent.
Yeah.
And doesn't he he starts pretty much like 5 or 6 days before, and he drops little hints. So I'm going to push it out a week.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Unless they caught him.
He's in jail.
All right.
Miyamoto, we told you can't have a Twitter account. Stop telling them stuff.
So we don't know. But Zach, what do you think? Is next week? Is it? Does that?
I'm thinking the Wednesday, the next Wednesday, so the 19th, because Nintendo 19th just makes sense to me.
Yeah, Nintendo 19th.
But no, I was actually thinking the same thing regarding Pyoro, because I mean, he's probably Reggie, so I'm just gonna call Pyoro Reggie from now on. But Reggie has been on fire lately, and so I was like, "Ooh, we're probably getting the Direct next week." And then, just like you were saying, I was like, "Well, there's the last 5 Directs have leaked ahead of time,
Yeah.
like a whole week and a half, 2 weeks," and I'm like, "Not really." Nothing. And so I'm thinking the 19th. I think it's going to be a bunch of games we haven't even thought of. I don't think we're going to see Metroid. I don't think
You know what? You're off the podcast. Bye. You know
Yeah,
what?
go to your room. Go to your room.
Canceled.
I'm sorry, Zach. I know I said we were best friends, but
Blasphemous.
Not anymore.
But no, the only reason I'm thinking that is because I'm just thinking about when you guys were talking about the wording of that tweet.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
It's specifically games for 2024.
Yeah.
And I don't think the Switch 2 is coming out
No,
2024.
No, he never said 2024. He said strictly Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I thought this was like the rest. Oh, okay. I misunderstood
Yeah.
something a minute ago then.
And
Oh, well, never mind. Then we may be going to see Metroid.
and then they normally title it that. They say, oh, the second half of the year, but come on. Like 3 or 4 games are always come out the following year, 2025, and so on and so on. So, yeah,
and the thing about it is, when it comes to a game, the reason I keep saying Metroid, and I'm willing to put a few dollars on this, if you will, is because what'd you say, sweetie?
I'm willing to put my hair on the line.
Yeah, don't do that. You have fabulous hair. But seriously,
I want to color it purple because she has red. Lily has red, so I'll color it purple if Metroid is not in that direct.
Damn.
I'll join y'all and do something.
Someone clip it.
Somebody clip that. Hold us to our word. But the reason I say that is because Nintendo doesn't have to tell us anything about their own stuff, right? So the reason I have my money on Metroid is because it'll keep Nintendo's is doing really well with social media because it keeps us talking, which keeps them relevant, right? Yeah. I mean, they're always relevant, but y'all know what I mean. It keeps them talking. Word of mouth is really, really good. And they don't have to tell us anything. They just have to say, we know you've been waiting for Metroid Prime 4. It will be coming soon, but here's a little taste. And that's it. That's all we need. That's it. And then
I feel like that gets the headquarters burned down. Like if they're like, oh, by the way, Metroid Prime 4 is coming, like we already told you, and we're not telling you anything else again. I feel like
no, but if they have a
go into their cars, and I don't think they want to do that.
If they have a teaser or a trailer or anything like that, they can get away with it. Because it leaves the rest of us just talking. That's why they can get away with it.
They better not show that trailer again with the logo and that's it.
No, that won't fly unless they have an actual production update. We know we told you we restarted a few years ago, but yeah, we're still working on it.
Well, that's the thing. We got something from Eiji Aonuma himself saying, "Hey, we don't have anything. Why don't you put someone of the producer and just say something like we're still working on it, but we don't have an update for you. We will have something for you sooner than later, but not today." And
I actually think that's going to happen. I think someone's going to come on and they're going to say, they're going to mention Metroid. I do think we're going to get a Metroid 2 and 3, similar to what they do with Pikmin, and then say it's not ready yet. Metroid Prime 4 is not ready yet. It's being developed.
Yeah.
And I could see them coming in at the end of a direct because they've done this before, I think, with Zelda, and just straight up saying, we don't have anything about Metroid today. However, a Metroid Prime Direct is coming soon. Or something like that. Because I think they've done that with. Didn't they do that in a direct with Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild? They were like, no updates in this direct, but here comes its own dedicated direct.
I think they did that with Xenoblade too. Or Smash.
Xenoblade.
Platoon got its own direct. So one thing that I think that is very likely to happen is that we might hear something from the Zelda movie in this direct.
Ooh.
You guys remember that very infamous direct? I would say infamous now because at that point it was infamous where they took a pause. All of a sudden Miyamoto comes in here with his little weird haircut. He looked weird too, like a little kind of modern haircut with his Mario shirt on. He says, "We have an announcement to you. We have partnered with Illumination to bring you the Mario movie." And then the direct when that Chris Pratt face showed up with Mario, the internet broke down. I think that we are there for the Legend of Zelda live action movie, and the reason I think this is because I've been following the production very closely for his schedule. West Ball finished the Planet of the Apes. They finished production in October of last year. And so on his Twitter, he said, once I'm done with Planet of the Apes, I'm taking a short break to get my batteries, and then we're going to jump into Hyrule after that. And so I'm like, okay, so you finish in October, November, December, January, February, March. I think that's enough. 5 months is a good break, right? So I believe that pre-production has already started with. Well, actually, pre-production starts from the moment the movie, the announcement is made or it's in existence. But when it comes to like scouting, when it comes to putting a crew together, like when it comes to the money has already been talked about how much money is going to cost to make, because we already know that Nintendo is putting what 51% of it, and then Sony is putting the rest, and so I'm very close to that. And the reason why I think that is because we're gonna go into some rumors now about the Nintendo Direct and some things that were said about parent leaks or code names or something we might see in the Nintendo Direct. And one leaker Patrick talked about Pioro with Nintendo Directs. The guy is a master. Like, the guy is a master. He says something, it happens. When he says it, it's no longer a spoiler.
100%.
It's not a leak, it's a spoiler. It's a spoiler.
Yeah.
So we have another credible leaker by the name of Midori. All right. Now Midori, her different, I don't know him or her, I don't know who. Their difference is that they're not only for Nintendo. They started with Nintendo just recently, and what they've gotten like this, like she talks or he talks, and right there, following week, 2 weeks later, it happens, right? And so they're used to doing a lot of Sega leaks and PlayStation leaks and Xbox leaks, and we have a lot of information that we're going to go over really quickly here about exactly that, and it's exciting. It's pretty exciting information. If this thing will just open up here. All right, so the first thing we have here as a I'm not gonna call it a leak. I just call it a rumor, because a leak is something like, for example, oh my god, I was gonna release this cup and somebody took a picture of it and it's leaked it online and you can see that it exists. That's a leak, right? Or maybe you have a pipe in your house that broke, and then that's those are leaks.
Leaks
Right?
and rumors are two different things.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lily.
Information that you hear has not come to pass is considered a rumor. Who cares who says it? Unless Miyamoto or Furukawa talks.
I mean, seriously, and if Enuma is your real uncle, he's probably still not going to tell you anyway. Because you got to remember, for us it's exciting, but when Enuma goes home, he's just the regular person in the people that he loves in their lives. You don't want to talk. Nobody wants to talk about work necessarily when they get off work.
Yeah, well, for all you know, his favorite console is Xbox. So goes home Xbox and just starts playing. What game is on Xbox? Oh, Halo. Like,
he goes home and he still plays like his Game Boy. He's like, God, I had such a stressful day.
I need to play Nintendo.
He's
I have to play Zelda.
He's on his cell phone. He's playing Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. Anyway, so we have a new leaker in the field. Apparently, is a Spanish leaker that in the Spanish world that everybody knows. I don't know the person. By the name of Mr. Dry ES or Dry. I don't know if they call him Dry Eyes in Spanish, but they posted that the Nintendo Direct will be on June 11th. They say the other Spanish leakers that I do know kind of support this one, and they're saying that this guy has a really good track record in the Spanish industry. I don't know who they are, and so they are mentioning that the Nintendo Direct will be on June 11th. So we'll be on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. I'm fine with it. I mean, the sooner.
I'm totally fine with it.
Do it tomorrow.
The only reason I want it on Wednesdays because I'm off on Wednesdays.
Yeah, you're right.
It's super worth noting too that specifically Brazil seems like a lot of where these leakers come from. Brazil is it's becoming like a VFX capital of the world. So a lot of these companies will send if it's a movie, they'll send some rendering stuff there. If it's a game, they'll send some game design, some asset design.
Yeah.
That's a really, really big, specifically in Sao Paulo and a bunch of other areas. So usually the South American leakers, like, they usually are pretty accurate.
Yeah, because they don't. You know what, Spanish people, we can't keep a secret.
I agree. I'm, Mexican.
Yeah. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm like, you tell me something, dude. My whole family knows about it.
Chismosos, gossiping. Like
Oh,
you
you-
like the chisme.
My mom calls me and tells me everything my brothers tell me. I'm like, listen, if you, my brothers are listening to this, hey, mom calls me, tells me everything you guys do, saying everything when it happens, and that's it. I know all your secrets.
Hey, wait a minute. Whose grandmother is much older and still with us? Because let me tell y'all about my grandmother. God bless her, she 98.
Yeah, you
And
would.
before she got, when she, up until about a few years ago, she would literally call me. Now, your mother did this, and I'm mad at your auntie because let me tell you what your auntie did. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, girl, yeah, for real. Mama did what? Spill the tea or the coffee. Spill the tea. Like, what happened? And then as soon as my mom, gets a little bit out of pocket, I'm like, well, Gran told me you did. Mom, why do you know everything? So, while I'm not Hispanic, the African American community of families, we operate the same way.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so with that, yeah, that person kind of spilled the beans. So yeah, the direct is going to be on Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, and so
Fingers crossed.
that's basically there's
I'm
another
down.
there's another leak out there, or I keep calling them leaks, but the rumors says Midori talked about a game that was already confirmed to be out there, but it's Dragon Quest HD 2D. It was already announced, right? But the reason it was delayed is because they're doing the entire trilogy.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so they're not doing just that one. They're doing the entire trilogy in that HD 2D Octopath Traveler kind of art style that everybody likes. And what's the other one, Joycey? There's another one.
Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, and then there's Triangle Strategy.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that art style. I really do. And so they're doing Dragon Quest HD 2D trilogy. And so and she said it was going to be in this Nintendo Direct. So if you are Dragon Quest, I'm not going to tell you to put your hypes up, but you might want to, it's there.
It's something to think about.
Yeah, at least you know that Dragon Quest HD 2D exists, right?
There you
Yes.
go.
And the trailer's out there. You can look it up. And so what they're saying, that game was delayed. It was delayed. They actually announced it was delayed, but the reason it was delayed is because they want to release the trilogy like that instead of just the first game.
I do have a question for you. Oh, sorry. You
No,
were going to say something else.
No, go ahead.
So you just told us about the leakers saying that it's going to be Tuesday. But then earlier, when we were guessing the dates, you said you thought it would be a Wednesday, and then you said, and then when Lilly was like, "I hope it's Tuesday," you were like, "Well, some people are saying it could. I don't necessarily buy it." So, but just now you were kind of hyping up their credibility and whatnot. So, what is the reason you don't think it's going to be Tuesday?
I don't want Tuesday. I don't like Tuesday. Tuesday is like a.
Tuesday is technically Monday, like 1.0.
Wednesday was close. Wednesday is closer to Friday.
Yeah.
So it feels better because like, man, I just saw the best direct. Tomorrow is Thursday, and that's Friday Eve. So then, it's just better. And
I was like so ready for this breakdown of so and so said this and like all your science.
And also Wednesday is that hump day where you're like, it's the middle of the week. You want to have something on Wednesday that seems like uplifting and good and just kind of gives you that gas.
To last till the end of the week.
Yeah, to push you through to get you over the hump and get
Because Wednesday, if it
All right,
were
I support
Wednesday,
this. I support this.
because if it were Wednesday, think about it like this: I can't wait to talk to everybody about this on Friday. So that's the other thing too. So
and
also, I just have Wednesdays off. It's just convenient.
And the answer you were expecting was that, well, the last time Nintendo had a direct on June and it was a Tuesday was in 2021 for E3, and it was because they were accommodating their schedule to fit E3. Ever since then, they've been doing on their own, whether it's a Wednesday or Thursday or a Thursday. I've never seen Monday or Tuesday at all. After they've done it Wednesday or Thursday, whether it's an indie direct, indie showcase, indie world showcase, or indie that partner showcase they do. So it's always Wednesday or Thursday. That's more the answer you were looking for. But I like my first answer better.
Yeah, not gonna lie, you kind of took me on a roller coaster. By the time we got to the real answer, I was a little disappointed. I was like, oh, I kind of wish it was just because Mike likes Wednesdays now.
No, it's because I don't like Wednesdays. Because
He needs a little pick me up.
I mean, it's like, what is it? The beginning, the end? It's like nothing. It's like right in the middle. Like,
What is this?
come on, man. You know, so yeah. With that
But
said,
then, Mike, I could go live with you on a Wednesday,
yeah,
and I could react. Because what if they show something that I'm super, super excited about? Because if if they show anything Zelda, I'm hitting the roof.
well, there's a big chance it's gonna be on Wednesday, just because I don't like Tuesdays. You know, so it's gonna be on a Wednesday because then they watch the podcast. Nintendo watches.
Whenever it comes, we're gonna be happy about it.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't come on Friday because I do want to react to it and I won't be able to do it. So
if it comes on Friday,
it won't come on Friday because
I
you gotta
hope
remember,
not.
like Japan is like I think they're starting their day right now as
Yeah.
we're ending it.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're not gonna do because.
It'll be
However,
Saturday.
It is
How-
currently 10:52 in Tokyo.
yeah, so like
in the morning.
Yep, 10:52 a.m.
Yeah.
next week. So they're like a week ahead of us.
What? They're in the future.
They're way out there in the future. I mean, you go out there, you find out things that haven't happened yet. It's just, come on, Nintendo.
They probably already had the direct.
Has anybody seen Koala Man?
No.
It's honestly, it's kind of lame. I didn't like it that much. However, there was one episode where the Australians are from the future because of the time zone difference that you're talking about, and they have a responsibility to not call us and warn us about things. And they tried to warn us about the Titanic because it happened for them first, since they're in the future. And then like the time police got involved. It was a whole thing. So that is a very valid point.
Why do you like that? That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, that was my favorite episode.
That is funny.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
When it comes to the Switch 2 era in the future, I low-key kind of hope Nintendo does a little bit more of taking us off guard. Like they tweet like early Friday, like a random Friday morning. Tune in for Nintendo Direct at 10 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, or 12 a.m. Eastern Time. And then don't say nothing for like the whole weekend. Act like nothing happened, and we're just going nuts like the whole weekend. I would like to see random stuff like that because I know people, not people, but me myself included. I kind of wish Nintendo would talk to us more, like they did like during the Iwata's era and everything.
Yeah.
And I think there's plenty of room for professional and silly.
Mhm.
And I think that would just be, especially if they know they have, because when Switch 2 comes out, we're going to have those real big banger directs where we get AAA after AAA after AAA. You know what I mean? I think they could drop that on a random Friday night. Don't tell nobody nothing. Just record it. Don't say anything. And then somebody just hit the button before they, shut the lights off and leave the office. And we're just going nuts all weekend. Dear Nintendo, hire me.
That's hilarious.
I know what I'm talking about.
Technically, the Nintendo Switch and all of its games and schedule and everything is Iwata and Reggie's baby still. And so what the Switch 2 is now, we're entering the real Furukawa era. And there's been a lot of changes that have already made. Like right now, games are released on Thursdays now rather than Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a lot. I expect more changes to come when Iwata takes, not Iwata, rest in peace. Furukawa takes the full like thing of the boat and he starts steering like, this is my boat now.
Well, they didn't plan. I mean, well, of course they planned, but they couldn't have planned for 2020. They couldn't have planned for all this.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh,
And if it,
They laid the groundwork.
But if they truly, yeah, I believe Iwata laid the groundwork, because if they were truly going off of exactly what Iwata wanted, we'd have so much more cringe and silly moments that as you get older, you really, really appreciate.
Yeah, but you have to understand, Wada was a creative. He's like a graphic designer, creative guy who just
He wasn't the only creative there. So I'm just saying, somebody in marketing didn't say, okay, let's just do something really, really out of the box. And just this once for 2 seconds.
Reggie came from marketing, so he's like a marketing up here.
I'm talking about now, though. That's yesterday's Nintendo. I still love Reggie. I follow him on Twitter. I'm going to read his book. But
Bowser and Furukawa, they're both numbers guys. They're like from the account.
Yeah, business persons, numbers.
Which means if you were to suggest something fun to them, they will probably go for it. Because Doug doesn't seem like he's a stick in the mud. He's just like, I'm just professional. I'm here at work.
Stick. All right.
The snap is pretty cringy. Every time I see it,
I love the snap.
I do too, but it is cringy.
Oh, you mean like when they do it, and then there's like a few second delay?
Yeah.
Listen. It's a translation. Don't blame that. It's a translation. Okay. They the translator didn't get in time, so they need to work on that. Anyway, so moving on with the leaks, we have another leak here that I think is a little more exciting. It's codename based, right? So back in the day when they were working on a brand new Zelda game, right? A remake to a Zelda game called Link's Awakening. In the back end, the Link's Awakening had a code name, and it was Edward, right? Edward is a royalty name. It's a royal name, and so that was the code name for Link's Awakening when they were remaking that game. Now, Midori talks about another code name that they believe is related to another Zelda, either Zelda top-down remake or a brand new Zelda game, but it's also top-down. And it's called Richard, which is also like a royalty name. So apparently, we might also see either a remake a la A Link's Awakening in this Nintendo Direct. Come around. So I really,
who's been saying that every podcast?
And I'm telling you, Midori has 100% track record that they haven't missed. They haven't not missed one. So that gets me super excited because my condition. I can't see handheld modes or stuff like that. So to get a Link's Awakening remake, a la not Link's Awakening, a Link to the Past, and the Link's Awakening kind of aesthetic and feel and beautiful look, right? Or any of the top-down Zelda games from the past, bring them forward because they can do, Paper Mario came from Origami King, the Thousand Year Door came from the same engine, and so they could do the same thing with Link's Awakening, use the same engine to continue bringing new Zeldas to new fans, right?
I gotta say, I'm sorry, dear.
I think this one's gonna make you excited, Joyce, because this
Zelda makes me excited.
This remake could be of the very first Zelda game, Zelda 1, from the NES.
I feel like that was Breath of the Wild.
That was Breath of the Wild.
That was basically Breath of the Wild. It's basically Zelda 1.
Did they ever acknowledge
with better story?
But did they ever acknowledge that it was Zelda 1?
Here's the thing. I gotta find it. Miyamoto said a pretty long time ago now.
Yeah.
That when they did Zelda, what was in his head was Breath of the Wild way back then in the 80s. That was what was in his head, but we had the NES. You couldn't do all the things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fast forward to now, or 8 years ago, whatever it came out. Breath of the Wild was always the dream. Not necessarily that title or that story, but he wanted that big open world. He wanted the player to just get lost in a huge world.
And they also showcase a demo with Zelda's 1S engine for Breath of the Wild.
I know.
Yep.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw.
I want that. Now, if they release that, I will play that.
Yeah. So, that's basically the first leak / rumor.
And I got to correct myself on something.
Go ahead.
Chat, we were talking right before the stream started, and Patrick had asked me, don't you want this Zelda game and that Zelda game? And I was like, Okay, so Patrick, for clarification, A Link to the Past is still to this day my most favorite Zelda game. I replay it all the time for no good reason. It's so good. So if they remake that one, I'm going to be doing more marketing than Nintendo is, because I want everybody should play that game, because all of you deserve great games. You just do.
I think that game doesn't even need a remake. I still holds up.
To us it does, but think of the new gamer who's like, ooh, shiny colors and perfect graphics in 4K.
What about me? I like shiny colors, and like, you know, if I see like a red ball rolling on the street, they have to stop me because I'll go after it. You know, like, so
Mike, you have a medical condition that's a little bit different, because you don't see it very well.
I'm talking about colors.
No, he says it. No, Mike. No, Mike's talked about his eyes before.
No,
I know.
I'm talking about colors.
So I would like a Link to the Past remake, just so it's in a style where everybody can see it and everybody's a little bit more interested, because it's updated graphics.
Yeah.
I don't need updated graphics, but I want everybody to play it. So I would be very excited about that.
I have a bias. I do have a bias on newer games rather than older games. If I'm playing Link's Awakening and I'm halfway through and I knew that the remake is coming out and they have a date releasing everything, I'll stop playing it so I can play the new one.
Same. I do have a question for a Zelda question for Joycey or Lily. As far as Link's Awakening goes, what would you consider like the spiritual successor? Because I know that was kind of a standalone game in that dream world. What's the next game that you would say is the most similar?
The most similar to Link's Awakening?
Yes.
You mean similar in story? Similar, like you looking for timeline clarification? What are you looking for?
Yeah, I'm just looking. So, to what Mike said about the leaks and about the code names, I was like, wait a second. I'm like, obviously, like these are royal names. I'm like, but, and I had to fact check myself to make sure I was right. King Richard was King Edward's successor. He was his little brother. So I'm like, okay, what's the successor to Link's Awakening? And that might be our next game.
If you want to talk about story, as far as a spiritual successor or a game that did it just as good, but maybe arguably, debatably a little bit better, I would say Majora's Mask, because it's the same feel.
Because you have low rule and you have the other. Yeah, that makes sense.
But see, that the low rule is basically okay. Without going into a long lore session, because me and Lily will take off running. Low rule.
I'm holding myself. Okay, I'm not. Yeah.
Low rule is kind of part of Hyrule, but it's like not. But it is. But it's also part of like Dark World, but it's not. But it is. So in this particular conversation, Lily, am I right?
Yes, but you have to bring Link to the Past on in the formula, because A Link Between Worlds is pretty much,
how long this can get?
Yeah.
So I was trying to really, really shorten that. So I say Majora's Mask because the whole idea is he's in a totally different world, totally new people, and it's a dream.
So
and I will always be mad about that.
I was just saying, King Richard came after King Edward. So if those are the code names, it could be the similar game. It could be the game that immediately followed. It could be so. It's just another little rabbit trail.
It could be. It could be the remake to the remake. Who knows?
I would like Oracle's. I would like Oracle Seasons. Oracle of Ages.
That'd be my pick.
Yeah.
Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass, because those games are truly almost lost in time.
Mm-hmm.
And then
unless, as far as you can watch them on somebody play them on YouTube, as far as playing them, they're very hard to find.
All right, so that's actually a good question to ask, Joyce, and thank you for giving me your answer. I want to hear about Patrick. What do you think about that? What would your picks be for that same exact those games?
I agree. I would actually like the Oracle of Seasons and Ages to be the one they remake.
Mm-hmm.
So that was actually my first Zelda game.
Oh,
and I didn't like it at the time, but I revisited it, of course, when I was older and liked it. But those games are a little rough to go back to. So I think that would be my personal pick. Yeah.
And so I'm sorry to read this next part. Midori confirmed that it's not.
Damn it!
Gosh, Mike.
Anything Zelda though, I'm good with.
Maybe Zelda. Yeah, so she did confirm because she was asked if it was the Oracle games. She said no, it was not the Oracle games.
Oh,
And it makes sense because they just recently added them to the NSO.
and so,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Link's Awakening is also on NSO, like the old version.
But it was after
After.
the remake.
So,
Mm.
yeah. You're right. But yeah. So with that, Lily, what do you would like to see remade from the past?
I feel that I will like A Link Between Worlds, and I have to say because I mean it feels like that's the most suitable for the job in terms of like the aesthetics and the game mechanics and stuff, and also that it's a title that not a lot of people kind of enjoy and it's really good. But that being said,
Yeah.
because it's kind of a the spiritual successor of A Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say that they can definitely aim for A Link to the Past. I agree with Patrick that it doesn't need a remake because it has been holding there for many years and it still will for a very long time. I believe. But I think that 3DS games, especially top-down games, Zelda games, are more suitable for the engine if they were to make a top-down remake for the Switch.
Yeah.
So,
And I
yeah.
noticed what they're doing with most recent consoles is that they're releasing HD versions of the actual game.
yeah.
Like Luigi's Mansion HD is from 3DS, so they're HD fight. What they're doing is they're keeping the same thing. They're fixing it for the aspect ratio of brand new TVs and making them, kind of basically that's what they're doing, right? Because a remaster is changing assets and maybe using the same engine, but kind of building the game again.
Yeah.
But an HD is just the format, just kind of adjust
Exactly.
the format for TVs. So, yeah, I agree. So, hopefully that makes it into the Nintendo Direct. The other one has to do with Mario Party. A new Mario Party coming into this Nintendo Direct,
Please.
and then
That would be lit.
yeah, and then there is the question they asked her about Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. She says, I don't know why they haven't released it yet. The games are done. Like if we go back to Emily Rogers, who was like the mother of Link back in the day, and she was the very first one who talked about Metroid Prime Remastered, which by the way came out. She said, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, they've been sitting on that game. They're done. They're just waiting for the right time. When is the right time? I mean, it's the end. It's like we're at the apocalypse on the Switch. Hurry up!
It's already the right time. It's always the right
Give us
time.
Twilight Princess, please.
Yeah. So when it comes to leaks, Animal Crossing New Leaf is another one.
Don't do that to me.
Talking about Animal Crossing New Leaf.
I have a theory about those ones.
But I want to let Patrick react to this because you are the cozy king. We want to make sure that you let Animal Crossing. I'm pretty sure you played Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Yeah.
So I'm Animal Crossing New Leaf with quality of life improvements on Switch in this direct. What do you think? What do you think?
I mean, I personally would be excited, but I don't. I think the problem with this is there's a lot of new Animal Crossing fans, and like I know a bunch of people who, I like New Horizons. Let me go back to New Leaf, and like you can't terraform, you can't put things outside, so it's like I don't. They would have to really change up New Leaf, and like I love it. I love the story. I love the town. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like a series that they would want to go backwards on because you have so many new players that I don't know. I honestly think like a Animal Crossing N64 like NSO release is more likely.
Yeah.
Mm.
That'd be nice.
You
Yeah.
mean like the version they released in Japan, right?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I actually agree. I played all Animal Crossing except for that one. So to me, because it's on 3DS, it will be an exciting thing. My daughter plays it. I got 2 daughters. They're Animal Crossing is their lives to this day. So
Same.
from 2020 till this day, okay, it's like they've terraformed their land and they made so many types of lands. They're experts already. I'm like, you know what? You should guys open your YouTube channel, share your designs because it's crazy. I
You
can't.
should.
Yeah.
And so to this day, I my daughter asked me, can you get me a 3DS? You have the Switch.
Aw.
You have a Switch. I've got her a 3DS. But why? I want to play Animal Crossing New Leaf. She's. I think it's been about 6 to 7 months. She's still hooked on it. Like she loves the game, and like it's so different from New Horizons, like you said, and you have freedom to do whatever you want in New Horizons and Terraform. But in that game, it's more kind of linear. You have tasks to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And favors and this and that. Just like the first one. Like I'm a fan of the first one, like the very first one that came out.
Yeah. I
But-
don't know if it would hurt the momentum of the series. Like
Yeah.
if you put out a game that has less features, like in terms of
Mhm.
like design and stuff,
uh
I don't know what that would do. Like
Yeah.
would people be like, this maybe is not for me? I don't know.
So
maybe let maybe, let me just finish this and I'll let you.
Yeah.
Maybe what you know how they did 3D Mario plus Bowser's Fury.
Good point.
They could do Animal Crossing New Leaf plus something that could kind of add to that, like
I would be
Combo.
down. Yeah.
mhm.
So what do you think, Zach?
We are about to get a new system.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
that's the other
and
thing.
like we can look at the Nintendo Switch, and I know it is a new regime, but this new regime has been here for like 75% plus of the Switch's life cycle.
Mhm.
So like we know how they operate, even if it's building off of a base that someone else built. This is the Switch 2, the Switch successor, is building off the base the Switch built. So I was just thinking a lot yesterday, and I was talking to someone about this and about Animal Crossing specifically.
Mhm.
You've heard me say so many times on the podcast, we can get Smash Bros. Ultimate DX, and then that way we're able to get the base that we have plus new characters. We can get Mario Kart, instead of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's a DX version that has all these new DLCs plus more DLCs you're able to get in the future. And then I was thinking about Animal Crossing, and I was just like, COVID and the lockdowns really like did Animal Crossing a solid as far as like it's what people needed. People were
Yep.
stuck in their houses, not able to do anything, not able to see anybody, and like the world was like scary or whatever at the time. And then all of a sudden this game comes out and it's just cute and cozy. And by the way, the Cozy King is such an amazing title, so that was great. But it was just cute.
That's from Mike. I didn't go. I didn't do it.
It's cute and cozy. But on top of that, you're not just trapped in your house. You're literally making this whole island into whatever you want it to be. And so I was just thinking from like a development and money point of things, like they could when they announced Nintendo Switch Online, that was the same time, or the expansion of Nintendo Switch Online, that was when they announced the new islands that you could go to in New Leaf. Or in
New Horizons.
New Horizons.
New Horizon.
What if they release a DX? They'd have to give it a cuter name, because I'm sorry, you can't do Animal Cross New Horizons DX. Like, that's just not cute and cozy. But what if they released a deluxe edition, which was like a sequel, like it has new events happening, but you're not just able to go to your island and these new islands with the condos and stuff. You're able to go to New Leaf. You're able to go to the Pocket Camp area. You're able, like,
That would be
it's
cool.
just this giant Animal Crossing world. At
World.
this point, that's getting with the Animal Crossing Brave New World, And so there's
Cozy
a
game.
new area, there's DLCs that come out for the new areas, but we get these areas we're familiar with in the base game.
Mhm.
So that's something that I thought about yesterday and just kind of started building, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger in my head. And I was just like, I would freaking love this.
Yep.
Could work.
So
the
I could
game's
see
set
that.
up like that.
Mm-hmm.
An open
Yeah.
world. I was an open world Animal Crossing king. But open world as in like Tears of the Kingdom, more like open world, like uniting all the worlds. We can bring in city folk. We can bring all these games. Like, okay, you can actually visit that world. You can actually visit here. If you actually have that game, you can actually go back and like but in the Animal Crossing New Horizon engine.
And it gives you more to do, because that's, some people's complaint once they like finish all the events is like, okay, I can grow my
What's
turnips
next?
and I can collect this and sell this. Now you have so much more busy work you can do. You can go to this island and do this. You can go to this area and do this. And so, yeah, that is just my Animal Crossing solution to get us another game sooner, but then also reintroduce these old games to a new audience.
You know what I would like them to add? First thing, I want them to the next Animal Crossing, I want them to basically merge a lot of the features from Animal Crossing New Horizon, because I mean the terraforming,
They have to.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just how can you go back from that? It's just But I want them to add the more freedom as the person who actually manages Animal Crossing, because I want to be able to control my villagers more like a dictator. And so, for example, how we start up in a tent, right? I want it to be up to me whether they get upgraded for that house. If I get a chicken, you know what? You can stay in your tent. And I want that chicken to be so upset because they stayed on the tent to leave and get a new card. Make it easier for us to kick out.
So, what exactly is the rumor? The rumor is New Leaf HD?
New Leaf, yeah, New Leaf.
Interesting.
New Leaf HD. Yeah. New Leaf HD. Animal Crossing New Leaf HD.
HD. It's not even a remake. Rumor.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're doing, and like they bring animal. What they're doing is because they have 141 million units sold on Nintendo Switch. They figured, okay, that compared to the 70 we have on 3DS, and then even lower than that sales on Animal Crossing. If we bring it here, then we can get 1 million, 2-3 million out of more sales than we did here.
Yep.
It's an easy port for them to do. It's like it's just one more game on the Switch. People have the option of buying or not.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you guys are more technically inclined than I am. Is it possible to put New Leaf on NSO and then let new players, of course, join in, and old players can still somehow get back into their same island? Is that a possibility?
So unless Nintendo does a complete NSO revamp and they add every console from the Wii U down, I don't see that happening right now because 3DS is still kind of recent. It's Wii U, 3DS, Wii U, and they haven't even had GameCube yet. GameCube.
They're not there yet.
Yeah, they're not. So we'll see like in 20 years.
Because I'm concerned with the fact that people, and Nintendo don't care about my concerns, but what I mean is the people who still like playing New Leaf and still have their island. Yeah, you can buy the upgraded remake or new port, or even if they just throw it on NSO. But you just put all that work into all your stuff, and so you technically would have to start, even though it's the same game, you still have to start over again. That's kind of how I'm like,
Joycey, it's possible technically.
Okay.
Technically, but it would involve so much extra work on Nintendo's part and intentionality in designing that it could potentially not be worth it for them. But when it's technically possible, but I think less than 1% likely because of the amount of work it would take.
I think it'll eventually make it to NSO, just not anytime soon. Unless, like I saad, Nintendo decides to do 180 and say, you know what, we're gonna add all the past consoles to NSO, or open a shop like they did with Virtual Console, with all other games from past consoles, so you can play it on that next gen system, and maybe
we need that.
Yeah, so and giving people access to those games like that.
Because I understand why they're basically, no shade, but they're reselling the Wii U games. I totally get that.
I'm buying them right now.
I'm still right.
No, Mike's literally right now. You can't see my computer, but I am.
It's on eBay.
Out on eBay.
I'm on Macari. Macari is what this is. I've been on air one time. Remember that the game you guys recommended from Wii U, Astro Chain?
That wasn't on Wii U. That's on Switch.
It's on Switch.
Oh wait, I bought it on. Wait, Did I buy it?
And Astral Chain is straight fire. Straight fire.
Wait,
You know what, Mike?
Is it on my Switch?
Wait.
It is on Switch. Astral Chain is on Switch. Mike, you said you. I know you're not big on Bayonetta, but you said you kind of enjoy the gameplay of it.
I like the third one.
Well, that's because they Disneyed her down, which
Yes, they did.
that's a whole other conversation. That still makes me mad. But anyway, Astral Chain has similar gameplay, very very fast pace. If you don't know what to do, mash buttons and dodge.
Okay.
It's not as hard as Bayonetta at all, but if you like, but it's definitely. I don't know what the rating was on that, but it's definitely E for everybody.
Okay.
I don't know what the official rating is, but there's nothing. It's not Bayonetta.
All right.
But the gameplay is amazing, and the story is very very good too. I want to pick that up again. Actually,
I can't wait. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and go into the Q&A portion of our podcast. All right. We're almost towards the end. We got about, let's say 10, 15 minutes left on the podcast. And we're going to go over towards the Q&A. So you can literally add anybody in the chat. All right. And if you have a question for Nintendo Patrick, if you can go ahead and add him in the chat. If you have a question for Zach, if you have a question for Lily, or for the entire chat, you can go ahead and add Mike Odyssey and let us know your question, so we can go ahead and answer your questions.
All chat is going to be adding the Paul Gale network.
Paul is still at the Game Expo.
Traffic, most likely.
That's what the questions are going to be. What game did you see, Paul? And then we're going to be like, I don't know what to do now.
Better call Paul.
He's in the after party right now with just like dancing with like.
I have a question for Nintendo.
Yes.
Since we were talking about Zelda, what is your favorite Zelda?
My favorite?
If you
Tears of the
have a
Kingdom.
favorite.
I think it is Tears of the Kingdom. I lump like Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild in together, just because I feel like they're like one game to me.
It's the Wild era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wind Waker is another one of mine.
Yay.
Link to the Past, and then probably Minish Cap would be.
Minish Cap remake.
That would be amazing.
No one thought about the Minish Cap.
I
I
can't
thought
believe
about
I
Four
didn't mention
Swords.
that. Don't nobody want no Four Swords. I don't. Zelda is a single player experience.
I agree.
Stop it! I'm sorry, Zach. I apologize. That is your opinion, and I respect it.
I did wanted to point out that there are 2 super chats in my channel. I think it's gonna go. It's way at the beginning if you wanna bring them up. But yeah.
Let's see here. All right. So while I look for these super chats, if anybody sees any asks in the chat with a question, go ahead and read it.
Yes, please.
I can read the Lily's chat if we can't find it in the feature.
Yeah, the thing is that I'm not able to pinpoint it here because on Restream I don't have.
Found it.
There we go.
There it goes.
Yes, there it goes.
I found it. It was me.
Shout out to Clipper Favors.
Thank you so much for that
All
super
right,
chat.
thank you for that super chat. Okay, this question goes to the Council of Gamers.
Thank you.
Do you think they might split the live action Zelda movie into 2 parts? Can I answer this first? Because I know you guys have your answers.
Yes.
All right, so just to let you know, to make you really, really happy, Miyamoto did confirm they're working on more than 1 movie. Okay, and more in detail. Probably a trilogy or 2. That's how they work on movies now. They
6 games.
Yeah.
Or 6 movies.
Yeah, they don't say. Oh yeah, we're gonna have 3 movies. No, they look at Fast and the Furious. They got like 20 movies already. You know, and then
And counting.
and Spider-Man is about to enter their next trilogy now after Spider-Man: Homecoming, Far From Home, Nowhere Home, No One Home, Home Alone. You know, all that. So
Staying home.
yeah, staying home.
Lost in New York. Why not? That's my favorite Home Alone movie. Even though I like both.
It is.
Same.
So there is more than 1 movie come from the live action Legend of Zelda movie.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's gonna be more than 1 trilogy, and there's a lot of lore to go through. And if they are going to be introducing the story to new fans, they're gonna break it down in a way that people are gonna understand it and then build them up from there. So it's like once you watch the sixth movie, you're like Zelda expert, you know. So I'm waiting for the movies to become an Zelda expert.
Probably not an expert,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm gonna wait for the movies
The
because
tip of the iceberg.
I'm the kind of guy who doesn't read the book. I want to wait for the movie. Okay, like there's a book of it. It's okay. I'll just
Totally fine.
I'll wait for
As long as you're one of us, one of us, one of
Google
us.
gobble, Google gobble.
I'm like,
Shout out to South Park.
all right, the next one here.
Wait a minute, we gotta let everybody.
Yeah,
Let everybody else answer.
Sorry, forgot. Let's go ahead and go back to the question. Go ahead. All right, Patrick, what do you think?
I mean, aren't they doing another Mario movie? Like, I think Mario's gonna get a bunch of movies. So
Sure, yeah.
yeah, and like you said, there's way too much lore going on. Like, honestly, if they made like an Ocarina of Time, they could probably make like 3 movies out of that. So
Sure.
Facts.
yeah, so I'd be surprised if it's one and done.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. One thing to add: don't expect the first movie to be any about any game. It's
Yeah.
gonna be an introduction movie for the actual franchise to the main audience with a lot of stars. And yes, Link is gonna talk. That's the
Yes.
only way they're gonna bring
Get
this
it
movie.
straight.
Yeah, they're gonna make this movie literally a $100 billion movie, whatever, worldwide or more. You know, so they have their things. You just have to trust them.
That'd be so funny if he doesn't and there's dialogue on the screen. That'd be
Wait
so
a minute.
bad.
And then everybody at the theater, you get like this controller as you walk in, and you have to press A to keep.
Speed running the movie. You're just tapping A to skip all the dialogue.
Japanese, please, because it's going to be faster.
We got to go with the French.
Or wait a minute. Oh wait, if I press the minus sign, I could just skip this whole thing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The movie was fine. You know, I mean, I skipped all the cinematics, so it was like
It's 30 seconds long.
there's barely any gaplay.
Yeah, what kind of movie is this? This was trash. Throw this out.
I'm sorry, but that's just too hilarious. That's just too funny.
Zach, do you have any opinions? Because I want to go last. And
I
answer
do.
that question.
So I was on the same boat for a while. I was like, this is going to be its own thing, and it still is. But you know, universes, and timelines, dimensions, and whatnot.
Yeah.
But the more I've thought about it, like Zelda, so I'm a big movie guy, for those of you who don't know. Like, that is my thing. I used to run a movie podcast, and then I'd basically have like a second movie podcast, but it was like pop culture, so it was movies and games, but it was really let me talk about movies more. Like, I follow the making of movies. I work on films for a living, and so I love movies. And I was just thinking about it, and like, I do my best to put my own biases aside. Like, I have my top 10 favorite movies ever made, and then I have my top 10 best movies ever made. And they're not the same, because like Spider-Man 3, with the first time we saw a live action Venom, even though, you know, Sam Raimi didn't want to give him to us, but Avi Arad made him, and that's why it was such a mess. Like, even though that movie's sloppy, it's going to always be in my top 10. I love it. And so, like, I feel like I do my best to separate things. All that to say, Zelda has always been, it's up there. It's one of my favorite things, but it's never been my favorite. However, I think Zelda is, the IP as a whole is the best universe created in all of media ever. It's the most complete universe. It has the deepest lore, and I think it is a masterclass at IP. Better than Lord of the Rings, better than Star Wars, better than my Spider-Man, which is breaking my heart, Marvel, DC. So all that to say,
that's high praise.
Zelda's like Nintendo's baby when you think about it. I know that there's 500 Fire Emblems and all these other games, but they're always working on Zelda, and I feel like they put the most focus into gameplay and story for Zelda. And so with that said, the heartbeat of Zelda is Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess. Like, that's just like the core, like, of Zelda. Like, that's where they went the deepest on it. And that's like, even the people who barely play it and barely know about it, like, that's where the most recognizable characters are. People recognize Majora's Mask even if they didn't play Zelda. People love Skull Kid. People, you know what I mean? And so I feel like you have to put your most recognizable characters in these films. And so all that to say, I think it'll be its own universe. Like, it's not going to be like, this is the canon now, the game timeline doesn't matter.
Mhm.
But I think the movie timeline is going to run very, very, very closely to Twilight Princess, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. And so
Get out of my head.
I think that's where we're going. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I think the stories are going to be similar to the point where people are going to be like, oh, they're doing Ocarina of Time. And it's like, no. Because like, there's like Breath of the Wild stuff that they like have sprinkled in here too. Like, but.
Oh, I
Yeah.
agree. They did it with Mario. Mario was a brand new story, and still they had so many Easter eggs related to a lot of Mario games in there for the fans, right? So
Mhm.
Mario movie was a movie made for the general audience, but every fan was so super happy because they saw something they was very familiar to them that
Mhm.
reminded them of their favorite game. And I think that we might get that same experience. Remember, Miyamoto's doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He is more of a fun guy than a storyteller, and the story is gonna be part of it. With Onuma's gonna be on top of that, and Miyamoto's gonna be, you know what? I want this. People are gonna like this. People are gonna like this. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so yeah, I agree.
Only thing that and this is the last thing I'll say about it, the only thing I've also been thinking about is every single time since the beginning of Zelda, the very first Zelda game is half of what it was supposed to be. The cartridge couldn't fit the full game. It was supposed to be past and then sci-fi future. And Link's name is literally Link because he's a link between that, but because a URL is a link. Like, that's, like they've talked about that before. And so, and that he was going to be able to like use the internet or something to travel to the past and the future. And that's never really gone away. We've seen concept art for Breath of the Wild with spaceships and aliens and stuff. And so I'm kind of like, they could really catch us off guard and like have one of these movies go into outer space. That's just something in the back of my head. I don't see that happening in the first or second one, but they've been trying to put that in every single Zelda game.
So it is possible I could get my Cyberpunk Zelda.
It's possible.
Zach, you're off restriction. You can come out of your room now.
The cosplayers would go crazy.
I on the other hand,
I'm looking forward to that part, honestly.
I on the other hand think they're gonna go as safe as they can while still giving fans what they love and being good at introducing new people to the franchise.
I agree as well.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna go. They're gonna go. I don't think they're gonna do it. And Miyamoto's not gonna try anything new with the movie.
Like Mario, the Mario
Not
movie
this
was
first
safe.
one. I agree there.
The Mario movie was really safe. It didn't follow like Sunshine or something.
Exactly. I think if it would have followed any particular game, I think it wouldn't have been as
You
successful.
lose a lot of people.
Yeah, because you're alienating an entire different crowd. Like I'm okay with Sunshine. It's not my favorite. Somebody like, what, blasphemous, but it's what it is, right? I love the fact that they went this route with the movie,
because you're slowly introducing people that have never played the games into Super Mario, and they will do the same for The Legend of Zelda. I'm pretty sure they will.
Yeah.
Low key, I kind of did get my Cyberpunk Zelda. If you want to look at the Matrix, because that's kind of how I kind of, sort of, not all totally envision.
All right, so let's
Cyberpunk Zelda. I never got to answer either, Mike.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was really long-winded on that.
No, you weren't. I wanted to go last because y'all know I rant about Zelda for at least 30 minutes every single week. So
Okay.
I'm gonna make this quick. My thought process is, first of all, we don't know anything about this movie really, except that it's in the works. So I'm not worried about nothing. Second of all, see, I actually wrote things down so I could keep my thoughts straight. So the other thing is, this is the story we have been begging for years. We keep saying we want more story in our Zelda games. We, don't make it so simplistic. Don't do that, blah, blah, blah. this is the time. We're getting what we want in that sense.
Yep.
And as far as, I don't think they're going to. I think the movie will exist in it as just kind of like the other games exist. It's a legend. Somebody heard from somebody that this is what happened. That's kind of how the games are low key kind of set up. It's hard to admit that as somebody who prefers the timeline, but I think that's how but that is the truth, and I think that's how the movies are going to be. And that's why they can probably make two movies, 3 movies, make it a series or make it a big trilogy, because we get one big story, but it's all a legend, kind of thing. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it. Oh, one more thing. I would like for them to do Majora's Mask, mainly because I want to see what that moon looks like when a movie production company can really get their hands on it. You know what I mean? I would really like to see that. It's not going to be in this movie, but I would like to see that.
I have nightmares with the little low graphic looking one. Imagine looking at an actual moon up there. Like, I will never look at the moon again.
Look at it from a different.
I think that's our end credits scene.
I could actually see like a little cameo of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
If they had just bought my script, well, we wouldn't have the moon, but we'd have some good Easter eggs in there that the fans would totally pick up on, and they would love it. Because I'm sorry, but we need another encounter with Dark Link. I need that in my life.
For all we know, they have your script. You just don't know it yet. They just kind of they hacked your computer or your
Nintendo ninjas,
and they got your script, and that's what we're gonna see when we go to theaters.
And that's cute, Mike, and I really appreciate that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a reason why I write.
Yeah, and I'm saying that
I write.
No,
Nintendo ninjas.
Yeah, ain't nobody been in here.
They took your notebook. They copied it,
They took this notebook right here. They took this
copied
right
the
here.
whole thing.
All right, Nintendo. Where's my check? Because I got her to show you the notebook. That's the one you had to look for when we.
Yep,
we got it up there. Clip it.
But this is only part 2. They're gonna be like, wait, we don't know what happened in part 1. How do we make this make sense? This is only part 2. Part 1's in the bookcase.
All right.
Okay.
Super chat is from Clifford Flavors. Thank you for that super chat. I'm not complaining, but I wonder how far they will push the Star Wars franchise game wise. Nah, I don't think we've even seen the tip of the iceberg with that.
Yeah,
No.
it's Disney. They're gonna
they're gonna milk it and milk it and milk it until they can't no more, and then they'll say, you know what, hey, what's his guy now? Luke, what's his name?
George Lucas.
George, here, you can have it. We're done. When it's all like that, it's all done. What do you guys think?
Are y'all not liking Star Wars anymore?
I like it. I like it. I mean, I think you guys don't like the new game. It's gonna be is awesome. So.
Oh, I love Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they're even starting to do the classic games too. Like we had the Battlefront collection.
Yeah.
Probably like Knights of the Old Republic is probably next, I would say. But yeah, I don't see it slowing down.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I really love Disney overall, and I know their video games. I mean, it's definitely not their thing. So if they can push more with Star Wars, they will, as they have been doing with Kingdom Hearts. When they started this whole thing, they did not know it was going to be that popular. And I feel like they need more of that, because Disney does have a lot to offer. It's just that video games wise, not really. Like they will push a bit more with Star Wars.
Yeah, what Disney needs to do is what they did with Animal Crossing. I still have that game in my head. With Kingdom Hearts, they were not in charge of anything related to the game. They just lend their IP, and that's what they have to do. Just let people use their IP and create really cool, wonderful games. And this is what's happening with Star Wars too. This game that's coming up right now, it wasn't. Disney had the IP, and of course they're reaping the benefits money wise and stuff. But Ubisoft is 100% behind this game. Build it from the ground up, story wise, world wise, everything. And let's see here.
And for those of you who don't know, currently at Disney, there's a very, very, very big power struggle happening. George Lucas is actually the biggest single share owner of Disney because, they gave him shares and money when they bought Star Wars. And so there's a current leadership. Bob Iger came back because Disney
Thank
was
God.
not doing as well as they could. People at Disney are not happy with what Bob Iger is doing. George Lucas has just recently backed Bob Iger to say, no, I love what he is doing. But there is a big power struggle on the corporate side of things right now. And so Disney as a company as a whole could drastically change in their approach with things in the coming year, depending on the outcome of that.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that means or looks like one way or the other. But I am Team Iger.
But to add to that, it started before Bob Iger. The descent. They brought back Bob Iger because they were trying to bring back the Disney from before. And so I know there was a lady president before Bob Iger, and he had retired. He came back because they wanted him back to see if they can push it back. But it was just already far gone. So I'm with you. I'm on Team Iger. I think that it's not fair that he's taking all the slack when they brought him back to try to fix it
For a reason.
it's not his fault that it was already beyond saving, you know. And well, behind the scenes stuff, yeah, I can talk about it now because I'm no longer with that company. But Apple is in the talks because they were at one point in the talks to buy Disney and all of their assets. So
I remember that. I think. Yeah.
And it's true. It is a true story. Don't know if they still are because I'm not with Apple anymore. But yeah, they were there. All right. I don't see any more questions. You guys see anything?
I do.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, there are some.
Yeah, go ahead and read it because I can't see it. So, go ahead.
Let me know if I miss any. It was Christopher that had a question. So, and it was a question for Zach. What are your top 10 movie favorites versus your best? You opened the door, and now I'm curious, and I am curious.
All right, I gotta go top 5 because top 10s would be too long of a list. It's been changing recently.
Favorites.
It's been changing recently. Okay, well, so I am a Star Wars Spider-Man fanboy through and through and through and through, which is why saying that Zelda is better as far as an actual world and universe goes is such a high praise for me. But number one, gotta go Spider-Man. As far favorites, gotta go Spider-Man No Way Home. Number 2, I got to do Across the Spider-Verse. And even that, personally, I'm like really annoyed because like No Way Home gave us everything that we've been asking for, like Toby and Andrew back and whatnot. But then at the same time, there's only 5 villains. The Sinister Six is Spider-Man's main thing. At the same time, there was just one version of Toby, just one version of Andrew, just one version of Tom. And it's just like, okay, but you can't really complain because like this is still so cool. And then Across the Spider-Verse comes out and there's like 10,000 different Spider-Men. And every single one you've ever heard of, including Andrew and Toby and Tom, are mentioned or shown. And I'm just like, okay, No Way Home, you could have given us more, but I can't put Across the Spider-Verse above you. Anyways, number 3... probably Star Wars Episode 7, Force Awakens, the last good one. The number 4, I don't know, Spider-Man. I just watched Spider-Man in theater, so it jumped back up. And probably number 5 would be. Is it a Spider-Man movie? I don't know. We're just gonna go with Spider-Man Far From Home. So very Spider-Man, Star Wars heavy list there. Nice. As far as my top 5 best movies ever made, no particular order on these because that's too much work right now. Forrest Gump, just kidding. Forrest Gump sucks. Everyone who says it's great is like living in nostalgia. No.
Now go back to your.
Gotta go. Batman Begins. Batman Begins is in the top 5. Shawshank Redemption. Batman Begins is a better movie than The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight's more enjoyable. Batman Begins, Shawshank Redemption. I'm going to put The Lord of the Rings as a whole trilogy as one thing because it is one big story. So at least one of The Lord of the Rings is in there. And then, got to think about this. Mowgli on Netflix, directed by Andy Serkis. Top 10 movie I've ever seen for sure. It's so well done, and they balanced the realism of the animals. At one point, you're just like, oh man, like that's a panther, that's a photoreal panther, and then a minute later, you're like, that's Christian Bale. Like that's very clearly Christian Bale's, and I don't know how they balanced it without it being uncanny, but truly amazing. And then I don't know, honorable mention Space Jam, because it was the first mashup that we've gotten, as far as I'm concerned, that kind of opened the door for all of these cinematic universes that we got now. Crazy list, I know. I'll do a detailed breakdown in a video for you guys some other time.
And I really want to ask the rest of the cast. I know we got another question real quick, but I want to ask the rest of the cast. We don't have to do top fives, but what's your favorite movie, whether it's for technical reasons or enjoyability reasons, whatever. But after Mike reads his next chat.
Bound Wonderworld for everything, even the movie included in the future. That's my answer for that. I'm just highlighting this because Paul right now is in the field. He was at Summer Game Fest, and so he was gonna try.
He's on location.
Yeah, he's and it's okay because he's working. He's not only enjoying the show, but he's also working for Indie Mania and just kind of talking to people, connections, and getting things done. So yeah, so Paul is at Summer Game Fest. He's gonna come next podcast if he doesn't make it to this one. Well, next podcast, and he'll tell us a little more about his experience, what he see, a bunch of new stuff. So, but thank you for asking. He'll be here next week for sure. All right, so
favorite movies, guys.
Superman, Christopher Reeve.
Beautiful. That's a great one.
Very good choice.
What about you, Patrick?
The original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Love it.
Nice.
Banger.
This is with what's his name?
Gene Hackman. That's not the right Gene.
Gene Wilder.
Gene Wilder.
I missed that one.
You imagine if he got
In the Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Dark Knight.
Mr. Tesmaka! I'm sorry. If you've seen Superman movies, you know where that's from.
Yeah, that's my Lex Luthor.
What about you, Lily?
Favorite movie?
Yeah, for any reason. Doesn't matter what the reason is. Any movie.
The Nightmare for Christmas All the Way has always been my favorite movie.
Banger.
It's a good one.
I'm gonna go really, really old and really show my age. Favorite comedy of all time to this day is still the original Coming to America.
Well, then
Okay.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, children, Eddie Murphy was funny.
I don't know why. I thought you were going to say
yes.
Airplane when you were like going way back.
And Eddie Murphy was it, man. Back in the day. I mean, he still is. Is that he's not as active as before? Because he's already on.
He's getting back into. Last I heard, this was a few years ago. He was getting back into stand up, and he said, it doesn't matter how seasoned you are, you still got to work the comedy clubs and make sure that you can still do it live.
Yeah. There's a Beverly Hills Cop coming on to.
There's another one.
Yeah,
new
one. A new one. I think it's Netflix or Amazon Prime. I don't know when. So you look it up. You can Google it. All right. So any more questions in the chat?
Blue Moon mentioned the Johnny Depp Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That one's garbage.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
my
bad.
heart.
I hate that one. The casting was amazing, but once they got into the factory,
I gotta say, I really enjoyed Mr. Chalamet's version of the younger kind of version of
Wonka, just Wonka.
Yeah,
Wonka.
yeah, he did a good job. Of course, Wilder is Wonka. That's Wonka there, right? But as a modern remake, I think he did a pretty good job, and he's a pretty good actor. I also see him as Link, a potential Link for a Legend of Zelda movie. He's young enough, has good acting chops, and he can build from then on. So.
It's hard with movies like Wonka, Wizard of Oz. A lot of those are even older than me. You can't really. It doesn't hit the same all these years later with different actors, even though it's a different story, and everything. There was one of the Oz movies that I did like. I forgot which one it was. It was one of the last ones, and they had to talk to like the little dolls and toys and stuff. I forgot which one it was, but that one was cute.
Just saying, Return to Oz, the sequel that came out way back in the day, terrifying.
I don't know if that's the one, but it was really, really sweet because it was like one of the dolls like broke her legs and she was a porcelain doll and they had to glue her together. I forgot who the actor that played him. I forgot the name. I mean,
hold up.
It was really sweet.
A talking porcelain doll.
Yes. It's an Oz. I think it was an Oz movie. Chad, help me out.
I saw a meme yesterday with some real creepy looking porcelain dolls, and it was like free to a good home antique porcelain dolls, and they're so scary looking. And it was like they move on their own sometimes, but Psalm 91 calms them down.
Not Psalm 91, child. That's a protection prayer.
Yeah. I know it by heart. I know it by heart. So anyway,
you got to pray for protection from dolls that you buy.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, so before we go ahead into the last part and presenting our crew once again, I just want to share this with you guys because we're talking about what would it be like in the live action movie of Zelda with Zelda talking to Link and Link not talking back. And I found the perfect clip to show you how that will actually look like. Okay.
Oh God.
I'm afraid.
Let me show you. Wait, hold on.
No, you're right. No words could.
Wait, hold on.
You're just gonna talk to.
Oh, Link, how long have you been standing there? You're right. No words could be appropriate in a situation like this. For soon we face off against Ganondorf. Only, I'm not entirely sure we can do it. I think I was by my side. You mean you? Are you saying what I think you're saying? I will marry you. I mean,
What?
Yes, you're right. There's no time for rejoicing. It's so comforting to have such a supportive friend like you.
Oh, Link, you moron. Just say hi next time. Hi, Zelda. How are you? Isn't it so easy?
Oh, Link.
First of all, the cosplay is straight fire. That is that is like the perfect costume.
And her voice is on point when it comes to Zelda, right? She's
perfectly on point.
Yeah.
Have you seen the glitch in Breath of the Wild where basically, I forget how they do it, but you're able to take the Master Sword early without needing to do the stamina stuff, but it like breaks the game. And like Link like moves all weird. There's I thought for sure the clip you were gonna pull up was the end credit scene, or the end scene after you beat the bad guy.
Yeah.
It's got Zelda talking to Link when she like comes back, and she's just like, "Oh, blah blah blah, Link, thank you so much for this. Ganon is finally whatever." And then it cuts, and Link is bent like at the side like this, and just casually walking, bent completely sideways. Zelda's just talking to him.
No, I mean this channel is called Deer's Stalker Pictures. Deer Stalker Pictures. So Deer Stalker Pictures, they have like a whole bunch of different shorts with Link and Zelda. I shared one on my channel, you know, because it's just hilarious. So I recommend that channel. All right, so
real quick, I got to shout out Blue Moon, one of the Odyssey mods. She found it for me. It was Oz, the Great and Powerful, and I will admit, while it still didn't hit the same as the original Wizard of Oz, it was just very, very sweet. It has James Franco in it. James Franco.
And Mila Kunis.
I think it was Mila Kunis too.
Yeah. She was Theodora.
So if you haven't watched that and just want something kind of sweet to watch, then that's my suggestion for that.
Mila Kunis is also the voice of Meg on Family Guy. So yeah, you have it.
Shut up, Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
You know what? I got so sad at the way they treated Meg after so many years. I can't watch Family Guy.
Right.
I'm like, Meg don't be bothering nobody.
All right, my friends, guess what? This is the Nintopics Podcast, and now it's time
It is.
the all-star crew. And I want to start with, of course, Mr. Cozy King himself, our special guest today or tonight, Nintendo Talk, Mr. Patrick. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Let us know what you have going on, and everybody knows where to find you. But what do you got going on?
Yeah, well, you can find me at Nintendo Talk pretty much everywhere. Shout out to the people watching over on Twitter. This is the first time I've restreamed. There's like almost 500 people there.
Listen. This is the first time we get to 500 viewers because of
Yes.
Nintendo Talk.
But no, yeah, you can find me at Nintendo Talk, and tomorrow will be the Wholesome Direct. I'll be reacting to that, and then on Wednesday I'll be reacting to the Nintendo Direct.
All right, you heard the Cozy King himself. From now on,
That's a leak.
from now
Hashtag
on,
Cozy King.
yeah, from now on, knows as the Cozy King himself. That's it. He's dubbed that. Seriously, you have to watch his content. It's amazing. Guy knows his stuff, his cozy stuff, and he does really cool live streams as well. So you want to be there.
Thank you.
All right, next, moving on to Hyrule, we got the Lilly. Lilly, you went to Hyrule. Hi, Lilly.
Hi.
What can I find?
Hi, neighbor. Yeah, you can find me everywhere as Lilly Hyrule. And yes, if the Nintendo Direct is next week, most likely I'll be reacting to it. It doesn't really matter if I'm at work. I'm gonna ask for, a sick day or whatever. I hope they're not watching this live stream, but whatever. So something like that. And I'm also slowly working my way to the Zelda marathon. I am going to be uploading Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link.
Wow.
Such a great game,
Godspeed.
by the way. I beat it already. I have beaten that game already, and I loved it. But yeah,
Still.
so that's gonna be on my channel if you wanna watch it, probably this week. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I can tell you. I'm pretty much everywhere with that handle, Lilly Hyrule. You can find me everywhere. And if you want to talk about Zelda, yeah, send me a message. I'll be glad to reply to your message.
Nice. And moving over to, we'll stay in Hyrule with Zelda's mama, Joycey J.
Hi, I'm Joycey J. I like Zelda. I like other video games too, but it's all about Zelda. I am on Twitter because I refuse to call it X at DJ Joycey. I am just a crazy old lady who loves video games.
Nice. You can find her, Joycey J, every Friday here at the Nintopics Podcast. And moving over to Mr. Zach Attack Hendricks.
What up, everybody? I am Zach. You know that already. I don't know why I did this like it was the beginning of the podcast. You can find me. I wasn't here at the beginning. That's why. You can find me here every Friday on the Mike Odyssey YouTube channel for the Nintopics Podcast. But also, you can find me at Zach Hendricks Media or Zach Hendricks Voiceover. I have it so one of them's the title, one of them's the URL, so that literally takes you to all of my stuff, no matter which one you search, except for Twitter, where I am Young Calf Zach, because when I became a Nintendo National Champion, my team was the Young Calves. So you can find me at Twitter at Young Calf Zach.
I cannot agree more with
Zach, we be at work. Y'all gotta understand. We get off work and come right here. Barely a break. That's part of the reason why sometimes we're a little bit later. We're working on it though.
Anyway,
Zach was at work.
Guess what? You can find me here at the Mike Odyssey channel. I do videos. Think Nintendo videos, family oriented, cozy, kind of cozy, right? Right? Patrick is kind of cozy.
Pretty cozy. The Cozy Prince.
Right?
I love it.
Bye.
Zach, you get back here. We haven't danced.
Zach's done.
I think I'm just the cozy jester, like
The jester.
But yeah, Monday through Friday content here. Of course, the Nintopics Podcast, brand new show starting off really soon. The Mike Odyssey show. It's the first ever family-oriented talk show based on Nintendo content, and it's basically a show that's like a talk show, like picture Jimmy Fallon, but Nintendo, more family-oriented, with a whole bunch of segments here. Now that we have Nintendo Talk over, he's gonna I'm hoping to have him on the show as well, and it's gonna be like a really cool show. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And Ten Talk has to come back, and then we're gonna do the
Yes.
we're gonna do the podcast like this.
I'm gonna.
We're sitting here cozy, and thank you for coming to the Nintopics podcast.
All
We-
soft spoken.
We all have given each other a hug and shared recipes, and we now want to talk about more Nintendo games. Thank you all for joining us.
Breath of the Wild game's coming out soon.
Have you seen Parks and Rec? Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
And Parks and Rec. This is radio guys. Say, all right, welcome to the. But anyway, I want to talk with Nintendo Talk behind Patrick behind the scenes, signing a contract like a 10-year deal. Like
A 10-year deal.
with the Nintopic podcast because we need a cozy king in the house. All right,
I already wrote it. Just sign in blood.
all right, my friends. This has been the Nintopic podcast. The end to your weekend. The best way to end your weekend here with the positive attitude, a lot of fun, and just talking games. Right? No drama, just a lot of fun and atmosphere. So. Without further ado, if you're not dancing, there's a problem. You should at least be like bobbing your head. Paul, if you're driving, bob your head.
Paul, you must bob your head if you would like to come back.
No, I'm kidding. He's like just gonna get home as we're leaving.
All right, guys, you guys are amazing. This has been the Nintopic podcast. We'll catch you here next Friday, same time, same bad hour, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And if I could find the end screen and the end thingy, I'll let you know when I find it because I know it's somewhere.
Make sure
By
you
the
let 'em know.
way, you guys, I won't be with you next Friday and the following Friday, but I will be in the chat and you'll be able to see it on the channel, but I won't be here. Okay? Just a
And we will
reminder.
miss you.
We shall
Yes,
miss
I'll
you.
miss you too.
I'll
Be there.
I'll see you post direct after the
Yes, I'll be there. I'll be in the chat and I'll be live.
Or just call me. We'll put you on speakerphone. It's fine.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
Everybody wave while I figure out how to end the podcast. Stream
Wait,
it.
you
How
gotta tell
long,
him something.
Mike?
Don't you have something to tell him, Mike?
Hold up. Cancel everything.
Uh-oh.
Mike, sir. I think I'm offended.
It's the wrong song. Hold up.
This is tradition, Patrick. We don't know how to actually end the show.
Thank you so much for joining the Nintopics podcast. I'll see you later Friday night.
It's gonna be very cozy. I don't think you guys could hear me as well.
We can hear you.
I'm close. There we
Never
go.
give up, Mike.
All right. We got two things to let you know before we let you go. Number one, never give up. No, don't do
that. Don't do
do
that.
it.
We need you.
Don't do it.
Listen, life is hard, but guess what? There's always the next day. Start over. You can do it. We believe in you. Don't give up. And number two,
Journey on.
Journey on, my wayward son.
Wait, what happened to the
Oh, sorry.
Drunk it up.
This is Joycey live from her new car listening to Zelda OST.
This is the Nintopic podcast, ASMR style. Enjoy the soothing sounds of the cozy king. All right, bye guys.
Good night, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Big
Hey,
podcast.
bye.
All things Nintendo.
Oh, that's it. Okay, I think I got it now.
Yes.
Believe in you, Mike.
I should really add shortcuts.
Jazz hands, y'all.